everyone, welcome to my channel. So last week, well on Sunday, I went to Bicester Village and I picked up this. Look, can't see, this is Max Mara and this one is a bag from Saint Laurent. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys. If you can't tell from my massive grin, I'm loving both the items that I bought. I haven't worn them yet, but I just love them. Like I'm just waiting for somewhere to wear them to. That's basically tomorrow. I'm going to wear them tomorrow. But yeah, I wanted to film the video first before actually, you know, wearing the things around, just so that everything looks nice and pristine before I share it with you. But yeah, this video is not going to be a review video. Like I've mentioned, I haven't worn them, and I believe if you're doing a review video, it's best to do it when you've kind of worn the items. That way you can actually give a real review and you can, yeah, I guess tell your audience about the expectations versus reality kind of things. So yeah, so it's not a review video, it's more of an unboxing or show and tell video. So in the video I'm gonna start off by just pretty much telling you about, I guess, my general experience in Bicester Village. I didn't stay there for too long, so it might not be, it's not a lot of stuff that I have to say basically around that. So obviously I went into a few stores, and yeah, I might just quickly mention a few of them that I liked, and maybe one or two that I was kind of disappointed in. And I particularly wanted to talk about Saint Laurent, like the shopping experience that I had, because it was such a good one, even though at the end after I left I was disappointed with one thing, and I'm going to mention that thing. It's not a big deal, but I was kind of upset about it. And yeah, I wish things had gone differently, but again, it's not a big deal. I got over it. So yes, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do mainly fashion videos regarding like smart wear, workwear type of things, and really the idea behind that is showing you guys or sharing with you guys how I style like trendy pieces, or how I incorporate trendy pieces into my workwear wardrobe. I mean, I don't really like using the term workwear that much, just because nowadays I see a lot of like smart casual, smart wear has kind of become the new norm. It's no longer associated only with the corporate world, and we've seen that in a lot of trends that are coming, particularly the suit trend and, you know, etc. So anyways, that's for another video. 2020 trends, look forward to that video because it's coming up pretty soon. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, but this video is, like I said, it's an unboxing. It has not much to do, it has a little bit to do with fashion, but not the type of videos that I would make. Yeah, let me just get straight right into it. I'll start off by saying, so I went on Sunday, and normally Bicester Village, they open from Monday to Fridays 9 to 7. On Saturdays it's 9 to 8 p.m. and on Sundays it's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I decided to go really early, just because when I shop, I don't like shopping in the crowded places. I mean, I shop sales because, you know, the items are discounted, and if I really like the items, I'll buy them. However, it's not my favorite thing to do, because a lot of times that means there's so many people around and it's just harder for me to find stuff, and I get tired very quickly, or I get bored too quickly just because there's so many people around. So because of that, I tried to go really early, and I think I got there around 5 minutes to 10. So by the time I actually got to the village itself, it's just a couple of minutes from Bicester Village train station. I think it's about 5 minutes walk, give or take. So by the time I got to the actual shopping area, I wanted to say village, but no, the shopping area, the stores were just opening. The only thing I'm going to say is, before you go, check what store opens at what time, particularly, well, for Sundays in particular. I don't know about the other days, but definitely on Sundays, what I realized was that some of the stores, for example Prada, opens at noon. So I was a bit disappointed, and I wished I had checked earlier. Another thing was, because I know you say, oh, but it's 10 o'clock, is noon, is 2 hours. I set a time limit for myself because I had a budget and I had a time limit. I didn't want to stay longer because I was worried that I could see so many things that I like and, yeah, maybe go over budget. But yeah, what ended up happening, I did go slightly a bit over budget, but I got 2 items, so I really like the items, so I'm not gonna be too upset about that. But anyway, that's kind of the story behind all of that. And yeah, so as far as the stores are concerned, I had particular stores I was interested in, and one of them, I think the one that disappointed me the most, so I went into a few of them. I think I was the most disappointed by Givenchy. They don't have a massive bag selection available in the outlet store in Bicester Village. I mean, they had a few stuff here and there, but I felt like I saw mostly clothing items and shoes. And yeah, that was a bit disappointing to me, because I was just like, well, for me, because yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I went into Celine as well. Celine was fun. The prices were about just about £1,000. It was a bag. It wasn't a luggage bag. Oh, I've forgotten the name of the bag. I've actually never seen it before, but I really liked it. But again, I didn't love it that much, so I just thought maybe I can get it for a better price on the pre-loved market. That's another thing. When I was going there, I had already kind of looked online to see what the prices were and the conditions of the bag that they were selling, and I wanted to go to Bicester Village to kind of do a comparison. I should have said that in the beginning. But yeah, I wanted to do a comparison between the online pre-loved market and obviously the outlet in Bicester Village, just to kind of see what the prices were like and see whether it's best for me to get it there or just to buy online. And obviously in certain cases it was better for me to get it there. So that being said, I went to Balenciaga as well. They had a lot of selection. The prices I thought were pretty decent. They weren't better than the pre-loved market. You can get more or less a good condition bag. A Balenciaga, like, okay, I'm specifically talking about the city bags because I forgot. I remember that they have a wide range of bags, specifically the city bags. They had a few there. Again, good selection. The prices were okay, but I felt like I'd seen cheaper and better prices online, and just for decent quality bags as well. It wasn't like the bags were crap or anything. They were still wearable and good. So I thought I would, if I wanted one, I would probably go on the pre-loved market. And like I said, I didn't go into too many stores just because I didn't really have the time, and the stores that I wanted to go into, I specifically went into them and were looking around. A few of the stores were closed. So yeah, I'm gonna start by talking about Max Mara. Granted, I went to Saint Laurent first and I picked up a bag, and then on my way back to the train station, because obviously I was trying to catch a train, I saw Max Mara, and I thought to myself, let me just go and check to see what they have in stock. I didn't think I was actually going to buy anything because Max Mara is super expensive. So for those of you who may not know what Max Mara is, and I'm just throwing this out there because chances are you actually know what it is, or know of, or have heard of them, not know what it is, but have heard of them. Max Mara, if you know the teddy coats, then yeah, Max Mara were the ones who, I think they were the first ones to come out with the teddy coats, and they kind of made them really popular and everything like that. And obviously a lot of the high street stores decided to make their own versions of the teddy coat. So I do own a teddy coat from Primark. I picked it up £30, so I'm super proud of that. I probably wouldn't buy the teddy coat from Max Mara just because I feel like a lot of other stores do really good quality, and you know, the way they look is really good, so I'm not too bothered about that. However, I did go into Max Mara, I think it was last year, with a friend of mine, and we will, you know, this was the one I think in New Bond Street, and we were just, well, she actually was the one wanting to get something. I was just having a browse while I was just accompanying her, and I tried a few of their coats, and I remember really liking them, particularly the camel coats. And so when I got in there, I ended up picking up this one. I feel like I've spoken for so long and some of you guys are gonna be pissed off. Anyways, yeah, I ended up picking up this one, and first off, this coat is just heavenly. It's extremely pretty. It's extremely soft as well. So it is 88% wool, 6% cashmere, and 6% silk. I can definitely feel the silkiness of it, even though it's only 6%. But yeah, 6% cool silk. It's in this. So I picked it up in a size medium. So it was £400. I'm pretty sure it was originally about either oh gosh, it was more than 50% off for sure. So it was definitely over 800. I'm pretty sure it was over £1,000. Normally their coats tend to be over £1,000. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. One thing to mention though, and I saw that with both stores, and I'm going to assume it's the same throughout Bicester Village, every sale is final. So there's no return unless there's an actual manufacturer mishap or problem. But everything is final. So if you buy it, better make sure you like it. And if you're not sure you like it, better make sure you can sell on the pre-loved market for more or less the price you have. And remember that when you're selling on the pre-loved market, if you're going to go via Fashion File in the US or Europe, you have Rebel, you have Vester. If you're going to go on any of these websites, please know that they would also take a discount. So they take a certain percentage of whatever you sell it for. So you could potentially make a lot of loss depending on what you get and how much you can sell it for. So I would say just be mindful when you're making these purchases, because they are final, and be sure that it's something you really like or it's something you can sell and get more or less something similar to what you paid for it. That's my advice to you. Don't say I didn't warn you. But anyway, yeah, this is like a trench coat, and I picked it up, yeah, as mentioned, in size M. It has this belt on the back and it has this loop. Now, if you've seen my previous video, which was my coat collection, then you know I complain so much about this type of tiny loops. I don't like them. I just think that I'm always just afraid that they can come out. Granted, nothing has happened yet in a few of the coats that I have. Zara likes doing stuff like that as well. And I haven't had any accidents in Zara. So I guess if I haven't had one there, I shouldn't really expect one here, but who knows? You never know. But anyways, yeah, it does have side pockets, like this nice front pockets is easy. And with this belt, I like the fact that you can take it out completely. And I like the fact that it's kind of a tie around belt versus like a, what do you call that, like a buckle belt. It's very lightweight, so I am a little bit concerned about how warm you're going to be in the when it's really, really cold, like in sub-zero temperature. So when I say sub-zero, I'm talking degrees Celsius, obviously. Yeah, so I'm even as low as 5 degrees, I don't know if it's going to hold you up, just because, like I said, it's lightweight. But having said that, it is made out of wool and cashmere, and these are known to actually keep body heat in rather than let them out. So we'll see. But regardless, I'm still excited, and besides, the winter here hasn't been that cold, so I think it's okay. But yeah, I'm just, obviously you're gonna see in the cutaway, probably you've already seen it, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a nice simple coat. Is camel. I feel like camel coats are like very classic. You cannot go wrong if you have a camel coat. I feel like they're timeless and they'll stand the test of time. So you have black coats and camel coats, two coats that if you have, they would forever be okay. Yeah, in a classic trench style as well, I forgot to mention that they have like this flap, is it a flap or whatever you call it, on the back, and they do have this hoop here as well. I think perhaps your belt is meant to go in here rather than hang down. Oh yeah, it is, because there is this thing here. Can you see the markings on that belt? Yeah, it was probably here. So yeah, it's meant to go in here. Why is it outside though? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Still love it. But yeah, that's the coat that I bought and I love it so much. Max Mara, I think they do amazing coats. I think their prices are ridiculous, but I think they do amazing coats. So having to find this at a bargain, that's actually good. And actually, if you shop in places like French Connection and it's leaving my head now, Hobbs maybe, what's the other one? Oh, there are a few of them, but you know, the higher end of the high street stores, if you shop in any of those stores, you find that a brand new coat is about £300 to £400. So having to find this at that price is actually pretty good in my opinion. And coats are one of those things that if you really do take good care of them, they can stand the test of time. So yeah, that was my Max Mara purchase. And when I went there, they had belts there as well with like £34. They had a whole range of coats, amazing camel coats, various sizes. They really did have a plethora of of options available in case you wanted to pick something out. And yeah, I had a good shopping experience. So the next item that I have to show you is the Saint Laurent bag, and specifically it is the Kate Sang, is this song? Oh, Grain de Poudre, is the Kate Grain de Poudre embossed leather. So it's this one. Can you see that? Can you see it? I'm trying to make it focus on the bag. Yikes. Oh, it's doing a really, really bad job. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. My camera is not exactly willing to participate. I don't know if the color is true on the camera. I hope it is, but it's kind of like a dusty pink color. And obviously it has the monogram in front, Yves Saint Laurent. So even though they've changed their name now to Saint Laurent, they've kept their logo the same, which I think is great marketing, because if you just put SL, people are just gonna be like, what the heck? Yeah, and it has obviously a long silver chain. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit. So actually, let me just show you all the features, and then I'm going to talk about some of the other bags that were there, maybe talk a bit about prices as well. So obviously it came with the dust bag. It has, I think this has the receipt, yeah. So they just have like this, I think, receipt holder, is that what you're going to call it? Yeah, it just has the receipt inside, and I paid £800 for this. I think these bags retail for 1,140. Yeah, so that's a good £360. off this, nearly £400 discount for a brand new item. So obviously it came with this. So, and inside the bag you have the authenticity card, which just comes in this envelope. Actually it comes in a plastic and the envelope, but obviously I took that all out. So you have the something that they call Saint Laurent Control. It has a bunch of numbers on it. From what I've seen, I think they all have the same numbers. And then you have another thing that says it's a new bag or sac new or whatever. And then you have the authenticity card that says this certificate of authenticity guarantees your Saint Laurent product against all manufacturing defects. And then you kind of have, I think it's like a care package. This one's another one just mentioning that the bag does come with an RFID tag. They say in order to guarantee its authentication. But yeah, anyway, they use it to authenticate the bag. And the cake bag, I think it's part of their permanent collection. So the bag pretty much just snaps open like that. And if you want to close it, the thing I love about it the most is, yeah, it has a magnetic snap that just, as you're getting it close to the fastening bit, it just automatically locks. It doesn't, you don't need to worry about it being slightly open. And just to show you the interior, it's pretty much that, and it has like a small pocket here that you can put your cards in it. And yeah, it's a nice crossbody. I think, yeah, it's made as a crossbody bag. Now, I'm quite tall, and so when I wear it crossbody, I don't particularly like it on me. I think I have to lose a bit of weight in order for me to wear it crossbody so it doesn't sit in a weird position. The only other thing I would say that I noticed about this bag, and it's just because it's a chain, is that when I wore it like this on my shoulder, because I was wearing it over my coat, it kept like slipping a little bit, and I think it's just against the material. So yeah, I would just say be mindful of that. So that's pretty much it. They did have a bunch of other bags before. Oh, actually, before I set my sights on this one, I actually was looking at the Saint Laurent Sulpice. Is it Sulpice? It's a French company, so I'm very, very tempted to say Sulpice. So that's what I was looking at. Maybe I'm pronouncing that all wrong, and if I am, I apologize. I was first looking at that one, and I was talking to the sales assistant, who was very, very helpful, by the way. He was really great. I was talking to him, and I did tell him that I'm worried about it not damaging but scratches and things like that, and he said to me, if you're worried about scratches, don't get this bag because the leather is smooth. I didn't really think about that. I've watched a lot of videos and a lot of people have said the same thing, but yeah, so he then recommended, he said, then look at the cake one because this is embossed leather. So they said embossed leather is a leather that has been stamped using heat and high pressure to create a pattern or design in the hide. So yeah, so as you can see, it's quite patterned, and apparently it is scratch resistant. So yeah, I just not that I would try to scratch my bag, but it's preferable to go for something that is scratch resistant. And the sole piece, I'll just call it S. And the S bag, that one, so yeah, it was a smooth leather, it was the same color, I really liked it. However, yeah, once he mentioned about the scratches, it just kind of put me off a little bit, and so I ended up picking this one. It had the same chain, same price, everything. So they did have this in gray as well, but I kind of wanted to go for this. I think mostly because summer is coming, and yeah, this would look great in summer. It looks great in winter as well, and I think it's like a nudish pink, isn't it? So I felt like it could go with a lot of stuff in my wardrobe. I do own a lot of browns, a few, not reds, but I have a lot of like different tone of browns. So I feel like this could go, so my hair is brownish. I feel like it could potentially go, maybe. Maybe if this was gold hardware. Nah, let's leave it as silver. So yeah, so that's that. What else? So yeah, they did have a couple of items on sales where they had a few wallet on chain bags, or they had this one as well, but with the cake bag as well, but with a tassel. With the one with the tassel, I think it was about £1,000, give or take, and he did mention, said purely because it has the tassel, so the price has been bumped up about £200, which is okay. I said I'm happy to have this. So it was about £1,000, the wallet on the cake bags with a tassel. The wallet on chain, they were almost, I can't remember, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'm not even going to talk about that. A lot of their products range from proper bags and whatever. Obviously you get the wallet slightly cheaper, but almost, if it was something like this, probably about 800, 900, £1,000 or so. So I'll say a good £200-300 off the different items, give or take. Obviously you're not going to get that with the wallet, because the wallets, like the tiny card holders, because they're about £300 or £400, so you're not gonna get that kind of price off. I think they were just a few, maybe 20 or 30 off. It wasn't that much, but yeah. Anyways, also when I picked the bag, I mean, this was the last one that they had in this color, so I had to take the one that was on display. I wasn't too excited about that, but that was completely fine. I mean, he did ask me to check the bag, and I did, and I'm glad I did, because I found there were a few, like, not marks, but like, I guess people have been touching it, so potentially what I have here, a makeup mark, you can't actually see it, but yeah, there were that. So he did wipe that off, and when I was looking at the sides, and there's still a little bit here, but it had like a stain, and he said that that was kind of the glue from the factory, so he took it behind and wiped it off, and he told me that all I have to do is pretty much, yeah, use a leather fabric conditioner or leather conditioner and just gently wipe that off. He didn't want to do as much as, like, he got most of it out, but he said he didn't want to keep going at it for fear of actually damaging the leather, which I appreciate. Please don't damage my product. So yeah, so that's pretty much the only thing. And yeah, you know, he was happy doing that, and he packaged everything and put it there. So the only thing that I would say, and this is more my fault, is that this didn't come with a box. And I didn't realize that, because when he was doing the packaging and everything, I was kind of looking elsewhere. I was looking at the other stuff that they had. Like, I knew what train I had to catch, so I was like, okay, let's quickly do this, and I go and look at some of the other stores if I can, and then, you know, go back. So I took the bag and went. When I got on the train, the first thing that freaked me out was that I realized that I only asked him, does it have the authenticity card? He was just like, yeah, but don't worry, if anything gets lost, we have you on our system. And at that moment, I was like, oh my God, what he meant, what if I didn't hear, but what if he said, don't worry about it, not the yeah part, but just the don't worry about it part. So I quickly looked, and obviously I found the card, so I was fine about that. But what I was upset about in that moment was the fact that it didn't come with a box. And so I started not freaking out, but I was quite upset, up to the point that I decided to Google it and find out whether that's normal practice for Saint Laurent. And I think I went on purse.com. It's a forum anyways, and they talk about different types of bags, people's experiences. They ask questions about their bags and things like that. And one of the girls, she actually said that she went to a Saint Laurent store. So this wasn't an outlet, it's like one of their main store. And she wasn't given a bag, and she was upset about it, and she was talking about it. And some of the people that responded, one of the people on there actually said they had the same thing, and they actually asked for a box and they were given. So in hindsight, if I wasn't in a rush and I had my head screwed on correctly, I probably would have asked them for a box for this bag. I'm paying a lot of money for this bag, I want the box, give me the box. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that when I look back on, next time if you're spending this kind of money on anything, don't get so excited that you forget to check the basics. I'm glad that I checked the bag, and he actually reminded me to, but I'm glad he did that. I'm glad I checked the bag, and I was able to spot, you know, not defects, but I guess you can call them defects maybe, but like little stains, and you know, he was able to wipe them off, and all of that happened. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the bag. I mean, like I said, the box is not a big deal, but I do wish I had the box. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully I gave you a bit of insight. Some of you might be like, you didn't tell us anything, you didn't tell us shit, but I did. Hopefully, I just want to share my shopping experience with you. If you're going to Bicester Village, yeah, there are a lot of stores. Go to their website, look at the different stores that are there, look at what times they open, you know, read reviews. The thing about outlet places is that you can never ever tell what's going to be in stock. I like going first thing in the morning, that way anything that has been kept in the back or anything, the stock is freshly replenished. Anything that's going to be sold on that day, chances I'm the first person to see it. They don't accept returns, so I'm not worried about someone returning something later on during the day and me not getting the chance to buy it if I like it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think my next video is going to be essentials, winter essentials, particularly for the workwear, so things that everybody should have. Granted, it's beginning to get bright in the evening bit by bit, but still, as long as we're in winter, I'm still going to talk about it every now and again. And so if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. This is not going to be a regular on my channel. I'm not going to go out and shop for designer stuff or on the outlet store all the time, but I'm definitely excited to find bargains where I can. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to see me styling these different items, I'll definitely say go check out my Instagram, because hopefully by the time this video gets up, I would have at least 1 or 2 pictures up of me wearing the items. So yeah, I hope you definitely enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.